Welcome back to the channel. Rarest Coins. Today we're diving into the incredible story of a coin that millions of people have held in their hands, and most had no idea it could be worth a fortune. We're talking about the 1964 Lincoln penny. Yes, that humble 1-cent coin could be hiding a shocking value. Believe it or not, there are stories of certain rare 1964 Lincoln pennies that have sold or been valued as high as $1.9 million. That's right, 1 cent, almost $2 million. Now, before you go digging through your coin jar, let's go on a journey. We'll explore the history of the 1964 Lincoln penny, why it's so commonly mistaken as a wheat penny, the truth about the rare errors and varieties, and what exactly makes one of these coins worth more than a brand new Ferrari. Let's start with the history. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first regular-issue U.S. coin to feature a real person, and that in itself was revolutionary at the time. From 1909 until 1958, the reverse of the coin displayed two stylized wheat stalks curving along the left and right edges. These became famously known as wheat pennies. But in 1959, the U.S. Mint changed the design to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The reverse was updated to feature the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. That design remained in place all the way until 2008. So by the time 1964 rolled around, the wheat penny design was already history. That means the 1964 Lincoln penny is not a wheat penny. However, many people still refer to it that way out of habit, and because they associate the copper pennies of the past with the famous wheatback design. Now, let's talk about why the 1964 Lincoln penny has become such a hot topic among collectors. Over 6.4 billion Lincoln pennies were struck in 1964 between the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The Philadelphia mint coins have no mint mark under the date, while the Denver mint coins display a small letter D. With so many coins made, most people assume that the 1964 penny is common, and in most cases, that's true. But as with many things in the world of coin collecting, it's not about how many were made. It's about how few survived in exceptional condition or with rare minting errors. The 1964 penny was struck in 95% copper and 5% zinc. Each coin weighs around 3.11 grams, giving it a solid feel and a classic appearance that collectors love. And because this was one of the last years before major composition changes in U.S. coinage, many 1964 pennies are kept as part of what collectors call the last generation of true copper sense. What exactly makes a 1964 Lincoln penny worth money? And in some cases, a lot of money. Let's talk about mint errors. Minting errors are accidental mistakes that happen during the coin production process, and they can turn an ordinary penny into a rare and valuable treasure. One of the most sought-after errors is the doubled die. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once with slight misalignment, causing the letters and numbers to appear doubled. A 1964 Lincoln penny with strong doubling on the date, the word liberty, or the phrase "In God We Trust" can be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars, especially in uncirculated condition. Next, there are off-center strikes. These happen when the coin blank is not properly aligned, resulting in a design that's pushed to one side. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin, especially if the date is still visible. Other valuable errors include clipped planchets, where a piece of the coin is missing due to a miscut, die cracks, where lines appear across the coin from damage to the die, and coins struck on the wrong planchet altogether, for example, a penny struck on a dime blank or a foreign coin planchet. These rare coins can fetch thousands, and collectors are always on the lookout for them. But here's where it gets really interesting. Stories have circulated in numismatic circles for years about a 1964 penny that allegedly sold for $1.9 million. Now, as of today, there is no publicly documented auction sale for a 1964 Lincoln penny at that exact price. But there have been coins from the same era with ultra-rare errors and perfect grading that have sold for staggering amounts. Some of the rarest cents in U.S. history, such as the 1943 bronze penny, have sold for over $1 million. So is it possible that a 1964 penny with an extraordinary error, flawless condition, and historical significance could command $1 million price tag in a private sale? Absolutely. Grading is another major factor in coin value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70 by professional services like PCGS or NGC. A 1964 penny in circulated condition is usually worth only face value. But if that same coin is in mint state, with no wear and full original luster, it can be worth significantly more. An MS-65 or MS-67 red 1964 Lincoln cent can sell for anywhere from $50 to several $100s, depending on the demand and the market. Combine that condition with a rare error, and you could be looking at thousands, or in some cases, even more. There's also growing interest in full red coins. These are coins that retain their original copper red color from the day they were minted. Because copper oxidizes over time, most older pennies turn brown or develop spots. Finding a 1964 Lincoln penny with full red color and no blemishes is extremely rare and can drive the value way up. So what should you do if you think you have a valuable 1964 penny? First, don't clean it. Cleaning a coin can destroy its value instantly. Leave it exactly as it is. Next, examine it under a magnifying glass or microscope. Look closely at the date, lettering, and mint mark for any signs of doubling, cracking, or unusual features. Then, weigh the coin on a digital scale. It should weigh 3.11 grams. Anything significantly different could indicate an error. If you find something suspicious, take clear photos and consider submitting the coin to a professional grading service. And finally, do your research. Compare your coin to verified error examples online. Watch videos from trusted coin experts and auction houses. Visit coin forums and ask experienced collectors for feedback. In the end, the 1964 Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how something ordinary can become extraordinary. Most of them are worth just a cent or two, but a few rare ones, whether through flawless preservation, minting mistakes, or sheer uniqueness, have sold for thousands, tens of thousands, and yes, possibly even $1.9 million. It just goes to show that treasure can be hiding in plain sight. That old jar of pennies in your closet or that forgotten change in your car could be holding something truly valuable. The key is knowing what to look for, taking the time to investigate, and never assuming a coin is worthless just because it's common. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more about rare coins, valuable errors, and the stories behind American money, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a strange or valuable coin, and let us know what year or coin you want us to cover next. Until next time, keep checking your change and happy collecting. Let me know if you'd like the video title, description, tags, or thumbnail text to match this script for publishing on YouTube. Welcome back to the channel, where we talk all things coins, currency, and collecting. Today's spotlight is on a coin that's been the center of curiosity, confusion, and even controversy, the 1968 Lincoln penny. Now, if you've ever heard stories floating around about a 1968 penny being worth over $1.8 million, you're not alone. That rumor has spread like wildfire in coin collecting circles and on the internet. But what's the truth? Is it real? What makes this penny so special? And could one of these rare coins be sitting in your pocket change right now? Let's break down the real story behind the 1968 Lincoln penny, its history, its value, the myths, and the facts that every coin collector and treasure hunter needs to know. First, let's get something straight. The 1968 Lincoln penny is not a wheat penny. The wheat penny design ended in 1958. From 1909 through 1958, the reverse side of the Lincoln cent featured two stalks of wheat and was officially known as the Lincoln wheat cent. But in 1959, the design was changed to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The reverse was updated to display the Lincoln Memorial, a design that remained in place until 2008. By the time we reach 1968, we are deep into the era of Lincoln Memorial cents. That means any 1968 Lincoln penny, including those with the S mint mark, will have the memorial design on the back, not the wheat ears. However, many people still refer to these coins as wheat pennies out of habit or because they're made of the same copper alloy and feature Lincoln's bust on the front. The confusion is common, but the facts are important to understand. Now, let's focus on the 1968 penny. The S under the date indicates it was minted at the San Francisco Mint. That year, The San Francisco Mint produced a significant number of proof coins. Coins struck with a special process for collectors, using polished dies and planchets to create a mirror-like finish and sharp details. A total of over 3 million proof coins were made in 1968, and those with the S mark are often found in proof sets. But here's where things get interesting. While most 1968 S pennies are common and worth just a few cents or maybe $1 in high grades, a few rare examples have surfaced over the years with striking errors and remarkable condition. These are the coins that have caught the eyes of collectors and auction houses, and they are the ones responsible for the massive value rumors, including the famous $1.8 million story that let's talk about what can actually make a 1968 S penny valuable. First and foremost, there's the double die obverse. That's when the coin is struck with a die that has misaligned images, causing parts of the design to appear doubled. With Lincoln pennies, doubling often appears on the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," or the date. The 1968 S double die is one of the most famous error varieties in the Lincoln Memorial series. If you look closely and see strong doubling in the lettering, you might be holding a rare and valuable coin. In fact, some examples of the 1968 S double die penny have sold for thousands of dollars, especially in uncirculated or proof condition. One confirmed specimen sold at auction for over $7,000. Now imagine a perfect version of that same coin, graded at the absolute top of the scale, with sharp doubling and flawless surfaces. It's not hard to imagine that such a coin could command a six-figure price, especially if it were the finest known. Where does the $1.8 million figure come from? Well, while no 1968 S penny has officially sold for that exact amount in a public auction, there are rumors of private collectors offering astronomical sums for unique specimens, specifically for coins with both extreme doubling and a flawless proof grade. Some even believe that only one or two such coins exist in top condition, and if a bidding war ever broke out among elite collectors, the price could go through the roof. There's also the possibility of undiscovered error types. For example, if a 1968 S penny were struck on the wrong planchet, like a silver dime blank, or had a rare transitional error, that coin could be worth hundreds of thousands or more. In fact, we've seen error coins from other years and denominations sell for over $1 million when authenticated and verified by grading services. Let's talk a little about grading. Coin grading is done on a 70-point scale. A grade of MS 60 or higher indicates that a coin is in mint state, with little to no wear. Proof coins are graded with the letters PR or PF, meaning proof, and a perfect PR 70 is the highest possible grade. Only a tiny fraction of coins ever receive this grade. A 1968 S double die proof penny graded PR 70 with deep cameo contrast would be an incredible find, and some believe such a coin has either already sold in private or is sitting quietly in a collection, waiting to break records. What should you look for if you have a 1968 S penny? Start by checking if it's a proof coin. Proof coins have a mirror-like surface and very sharp, detailed features. If your coin looks shinier and more refined than a regular penny, and it has an S mint mark, chances are it's a proof. Next, examine the lettering and date under magnification. Look for strong doubling, especially in the word liberty and the motto "In God We Trust." If you spot obvious doubling, it could be a double die, and you may be holding a rare coin. Another thing to consider is the coin's color and condition. Copper coins are graded based on their color: red, red-brown, and brown. A full red coin is worth the most. A 1968 S-proof penny with full red color, deep cameo contrast, and no blemishes will be far more valuable than a circulated example. And if you think your coin has what it takes, don't clean it. Never clean a coin. Cleaning can damage the surface and destroy its value. Instead, submit it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can authenticate the coin, assign an official grade, and encapsulate it to preserve its condition. Is the 1968 S Lincoln penny really worth $1.8 million? For most people, no. Most 1968 S pennies are common, and even proof versions are worth only a few dollars in average condition. But a rare double die, a unique mint error, or a perfect high-grade proof could be worth thousands. And yes, possibly even break the $1 million mark if the right coin were to surface and make headlines. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises. What looks like an ordinary coin can sometimes turn out to be an extraordinary discovery. And that's what keeps collectors searching, researching, and checking their change every single day. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, valuable finds, and the fascinating stories behind American currency, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another upload. Have a 1968 penny or a strange coin in your collection? Drop a comment below and let us know. Who knows? Your coin might be featured in our next episode. Until next time, keep collecting, keep learning, and always check your pocket change. That next $1 million penny might be closer than you think. Let me know if you'd like help with a title, description, tags, or a thumbnail for this video. Welcome back to the channel, where we uncover the hidden value behind everyday coins and the incredible stories that come with them. In today's episode, we're diving deep into one of the most misunderstood coins in American history, the 1967 Lincoln penny. This 1-cent piece is often passed over without a second thought, but believe it or not, some examples of the 1967 Lincoln penny have been rumored to sell for as much as $1.7 million. Rarest coins, yes, you heard that right. A simple penny, potentially worth more than a house, a supercar, or even a private island. But is there any truth behind this $1 million coin? What makes the 1967 Lincoln penny so special? Is it really a wheat penny? And how can you tell if you're holding on to one of the rarest coins in circulation today? Stick around, because we're breaking down the complete story, the history, the value, the myths, the facts, and what you need to look for if you think you might have a 1967 penny that's worth a fortune. Let's begin with the basics. The Lincoln penny, or Lincoln cent, was first minted in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. From 1909 through 1958, the reverse of the coin featured two stylized wheat stalks, one on each side of the words 1 cent. These were known as wheat pennies, and they've become some of the most iconic and collectible coins in American history. However, in 1959, to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the U.S. Mint redesigned the reverse of the coin, replacing the wheat stalks with the image of the Lincoln Memorial. So by the time 1967 rolled around, the wheat penny was already part of the past. That means the 1967 Lincoln penny is not a wheat penny, even though many people still call it that out of habit. Instead, it's officially part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series. Now here's something you might not know. 1967 was a unique and transitional year in U.S. coinage. Due to a national coin shortage in the mid-1960s, the U.S. Mint suspended the use of mint marks on coins between 1965 and 1967. That means every 1967 penny you find, whether it was minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, will not have a mint mark under the date. More than 3.1 billion Lincoln pennies were minted in 1967, which might lead you to think these coins are all common and low in value. And for most circulated coins, that's true. A typical 1967 penny found in change might be worth just 1 cent, or maybe a few cents if it's in good condition. But as with many coins, it's the rare errors and exceptionally preserved examples that are turning heads in the numismatic world as, what exactly could make a 1967 penny worth thousands, or even over $1 million? Let's start with mint errors. These are mistakes that happen during the minting process and can include things like off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, and coins struck on the wrong metal planchet. While these errors are rare, they do happen, and when they do, collectors are willing to pay serious money for them. One of the most sought-after errors is the doubled die. A doubled die penny shows clear doubling in the design elements, usually on the date, the word liberty, or the motto "In God We Trust." While no official doubled die 1967 penny has reached legendary status like the 1955 or 1969 varieties, rumors and unconfirmed reports have suggested that a 1967 Lincoln penny with an extreme double die obverse may exist. Some collectors even claim a specimen with this error and flawless condition sold in a private sale for as much as $1.7 million. While that sale hasn't been verified by any major auction house, the idea isn't as far-fetched as it might seem. Other error coins from different years have sold for hundreds of thousands, and in some cases, over $1 million, especially when they are one-of-a-kind examples. Another error that could make a 1967 penny valuable is an off-metal strike. For example, a penny struck on a dime planchet or a foreign coin blank could be extremely rare. These coins can look slightly smaller or lighter than usual, and the color or metal tone might be off. A 1967 penny struck on a silver dime planchet, for example, would be a major find. Let's talk about grading. Coin grading plays a huge role in determining value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. A circulated 1967 penny might grade anywhere from 1 to 58. But a coin in mint state, especially MS65 or higher, can be worth much more. Add in a rare error, full red color, and a flawless strike, and you've got a coin that collectors would fight over. The highest known grades for a 1967 penny are around MS67 red. Only a small number of examples exist in this grade, and they have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. If a new discovery was made, say, a 1967 penny with a dramatic double die in MS67 or higher, it could absolutely shake the coin collecting world and command a 6 or even 7-figure price. So what should you be looking for if you think you have a rare 1967 penny? First, check the condition. The higher the grade, the better. If your penny looks uncirculated, has sharp details, no scratches or wear, and has retained its original red color, it could already be worth far more than face value. Second, look for signs of minting errors. Use a magnifying glass or microscope and carefully examine the date, lettering, and features. Look for any doubling, cracks, or off-center details. If your coin appears smaller or weighs less than 3.11 grams, it could be a planchet error. And third, never clean your coin. Cleaning a coin may remove dirt, but it also removes originality and instantly drops the value. If you believe you have a rare coin, leave it as is and send it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. The 1967 Lincoln penny is a fascinating piece of American coin history. While most examples are common, a few rare gems have emerged that are turning heads in the collector community. Whether it's a double die, an off-metal strike, or a coin preserved in perfect, uncirculated condition, the potential is real. And with stories of coins selling for over $1 million in private sales, the hunt is on. You might think of pennies as pocket change, but the truth is, they could be pocket treasure. The next time you go through your change jar or check the coins in your wallet, take a closer look. Because you never know when a 1-cent coin from 1967 could turn out to be a $1.7 million jackpot. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content about rare coins, hidden treasures, and coin collecting tips, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up and hit the bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming episodes. Got a 1967 penny or another strange coin you want us to look into? Leave a comment below and let's talk about it. Until next time, keep collecting, keep learning, and always check your change, because that next big find could be hiding in plain sight. Let me know if you'd like a matching video title, description, tags, or thumbnail text for YouTube. I can also write more video scripts like this for other rare coins. Welcome back to the channel, where we explore the fascinating world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and the untold stories behind the money we use every day. Today's video is about a coin that has captured the attention of collectors and treasure hunters around the world, the 1979 Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, some versions of this coin have been rumored to sell for as much as $1.3 million. That's right, one single penny worth over $1 million. So, what makes the 1979 Lincoln penny so special? Is there any truth to the stories? Is your old pocket change hiding a rare and valuable coin? And what should you look for if you want to cash in? Stick around, because we're breaking down everything you need to know about the 1979 Lincoln cent, the history, the rare errors, and the real market value that could turn an ordinary coin into a life-changing discovery. Let's start with the basics. The Lincoln penny, also known as the Lincoln cent, was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. For the first 50 years, the reverse side of the coin featured 2 wheat ears curving along the sides. These are known as wheat pennies, and they remain incredibly popular with collectors today. But in 1959, the design changed. To commemorate Lincoln's 150th birthday, the United States Mint replaced the wheat design with the Lincoln Memorial, creating what we now call the Lincoln Memorial Cent. That design stayed in use until 2008, and the 1979 Lincoln penny falls right in the middle of that era. So, just to be clear, there is no such thing as a 1979 wheat penny. By that year, the wheat design had already been gone for 2 decades. But the confusion comes from the fact that it's still a Lincoln penny, and some people mistakenly use the term wheat penny to refer to all Lincoln cents. Even though the 1979 penny isn't a wheat penny, it's still a highly collectible coin for a few important reasons. First, it was struck during a transitional time in coin manufacturing. Second, millions of people have these coins in their collections without realizing that certain versions of this coin, especially those with rare minting errors, can be worth a fortune. Let's talk about the production details. The 1979 penny was minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. If your coin has no mint mark under the year, it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. If it has a small letter D, it came from Denver. And if it has an S, then it's a proof coin from San Francisco, which was specially made for collectors with a more detailed and polished finish. In terms of composition, the 1979 penny was made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, just like earlier Lincoln Memorial cents. These coins weigh about 3.11 grams and have a reddish-brown color when uncirculated. But now, let's talk about what really matters: the value. Most 1979 Lincoln pennies you find in pocket change are worth just face value, maybe a couple of cents if they're in better condition. But a small number of these coins are worth far more due to rare errors, proof variations, or extremely high grading by professional coin services. Let's go through the different types of 1979 Lincoln pennies that are considered rare and valuable. First, we have the 1979 S Type 1 and Type 2 proof coins. These are coins that were struck at the San Francisco Mint and are known for their sharp details and mirror-like surfaces. The Type 1 has a filled S mint mark, while the Type 2 has a clear, sharply defined S. The Type 2 is much rarer and more valuable. A perfect example graded PR70 Deep Cameo can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on market demand. Next, we have mint errors. These are the real goldmine. One of the most sought-after types is the double die error, where the coin is struck more than once slightly out of alignment. This causes visible doubling on the letters or numbers, especially in words like Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, or even the date 1979. If you have a 1979 penny with strong doubling and it's in great condition, it could easily be worth several $1,000s or more. Another major error type is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't properly aligned in the minting press, resulting in a coin where part of the design is missing. Off-center strikes of 10% or more that still show the full date can be very desirable to collectors. Then there are coins struck on the wrong planchet. For example, a 1979 Lincoln penny that was accidentally struck on a dime or foreign coin blank. These are extremely rare, and if verified by a grading company, they can fetch thousands of dollars at auction. One of the most incredible types is a transitional error, when a coin is struck using the wrong metal composition or wrong design details from the previous or following year. While no official record confirms a $1.3 million $1,979 penny, some sources and collector forums have claimed that a unique error or ultra-high-grade specimen may have reached that price in a private transaction. Whether that number is real or exaggerated, what's undeniable is that high-grade coins combined with major minting errors can command astronomical prices at auction. Let's take a look at some real-world examples. A 1979 S-Type 2 proof penny in perfect PR70 condition has sold for over $1,000. A double die error with clear doubling and a strong strike has brought in more than $5,000. And rare off-metal strikes have fetched even higher depending on the weight, metal content, and rarity. And these are verified sales from trusted auction houses, not just internet rumors. So, what should you look for in your change or collection? Step 1. Check the date and mint mark. Look closely to see if your coin has an S, D, or no mark at all. Step 2. Examine the coin under a magnifying glass or microscope. Look for doubling in the lettering, especially in the words Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date. Step 3. Weigh your coin. It should weigh 3.11 grams. If it's significantly more or less, you may have a coin struck on the wrong planchet. Step 4. Look for off-center designs, die cracks, repunched mint marks, or anything unusual. And finally, Step 5. If you believe you found something rare, don't clean the coin. Send it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication and grading. A high grade combined with a rare error can increase the value of your coin by 10 times or more. So, is the 1979 Lincoln penny really worth $1.3 million? Probably not for most people. But is it possible to find one worth thousands? Absolutely. And as time passes and more of these rare coins are taken out of circulation, the value of high-quality specimens will only continue to rise. In the world of coin collecting, knowledge is power. The more you know, the better your chances of finding hidden treasure in the most unexpected places. And remember, rare coins don't always look flashy. Sometimes they're hiding in plain sight, right in your pocket change or coin jar. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another episode about rare and valuable coins. Let us know in the comments if you've ever come across a strange penny, or if you want us to cover a specific year or coin in the next video. Until next time, keep hunting, keep learning, and keep checking your change. You never know when a 1-cent coin could turn into $1 million discovery. Let me know if you'd like a description, tags, or a title for this video. Welcome to the channel and get ready for a deep dive into one of the most talked about coins in recent years, the 1978 Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that most people think is just another ordinary cent could actually be worth a small fortune. And in some rare cases, certain versions of the 1978 Lincoln penny have been rumored to fetch prices as high as $1.4 million. That's right, $1.4 million for a single penny. So what makes this coin so special? Is the 1978 Lincoln penny really worth that much money? How can you tell if you have one of these rare and valuable coins sitting in your collection, or maybe even hiding in your pocket change? Today, we're going to explore the full story, the history, the value, the rumors, and the real facts about the 1978 penny that's caught the attention of collectors, dealers, and treasure hunters around the world. Let's start with the basics. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation since 1909. It was created to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth and was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. From 1909 to 1958, the reverse of the penny showed 2 wheat stalks, which is why collectors refer to those as wheat pennies. These wheatback designs are some of the most collected coins in American history. But here's where things get confusing. A lot of people think that all Lincoln pennies are wheat pennies, including the 1978 version. But in reality, the wheat penny design ended in 1958. Starting in 1959, the reverse of the Lincoln cent was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial. So technically, there is no such thing as a 1978 wheat penny. What we're actually talking about is the 1978 Lincoln Memorial cent. But that doesn't mean it's not valuable. Far from it. Now let's get into the details of the 1978 penny. It was struck in 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. If your penny doesn't have a mint mark under the date, it came from Philadelphia. If it has a small D, that's from the Denver Mint. And if it has an S, that means it's a proof coin from the San Francisco Mint, which was specially made for collectors and never meant for regular circulation. The majority of these coins were made from 95% copper and 5% zinc. This was before the U.S. Mint changed the composition in 1982 to mostly zinc with a thin copper coating. So if you're holding a 1978 penny, you're actually holding a solid copper coin, which, even for its metal content alone, is worth more than 1 cent, but metal value is not the reason some of these coins have exploded in price. It all comes down to rarity, condition, and most importantly, mint errors. And this is where the real excitement begins. In the world of coin collecting, mint errors can turn an ordinary coin into something extraordinary. Some of the most valuable pennies in the world are worth what they are because of errors that happened during the minting process. So what kind of errors should you look for on a 1978 penny? First, there's the famous double die. This is when the coin is struck twice with a slight misalignment, causing letters, numbers, and designs to appear doubled. A 1978 penny with doubling on the words "In God We Trust" or "Liberty" or even the date can be extremely valuable. Collectors pay big money for well-defined double die errors, especially if the coin is also in uncirculated condition. Another high-value error is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank is not properly aligned during minting, causing the design to be shifted to one side. The more off-center the strike, especially if the date is still visible, the more valuable the coin can be. Some extreme off-center 1978 pennies have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the degree of the error and overall condition. Then there are coins that were struck on the wrong planchet. That means a penny might have been mistakenly struck on a dime blank, a foreign coin blank, or even on a blank intended for a completely different coin. These are some of the rarest and most fascinating mint errors in the hobby and can easily sell for thousands. One of the most exciting categories of valuable coins comes from proof errors. San Francisco proof coins are known for their mirror-like surfaces and sharp details, and they're carefully made for collectors. But every once in a while, something goes wrong. A double strike, a wrong planchet, a misaligned die, and that proof coin becomes a unique and rare collectible. A 1978 proof penny with a major mint error in perfect condition could sell for thousands at auction. Oh, where does the $1.4 million story come from? Over the years, stories have circulated online and in collector groups about a mysterious 1978 penny that sold for over $1 million. Some of these reports are unverified, and others are based on misunderstandings. For example, some people confuse a highly valuable 1943 copper penny, which is actually sold for over $1 million, with later coins like the 1978 cent. As of now, there is no publicly verified sale of a 1978 penny for $1.4 million at a major auction. However, that doesn't mean these coins can't be worth serious money. There have been multiple documented sales of 1978 pennies with rare errors that brought in hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And as interest in rare coins grows and more collectors enter the market, prices continue to rise. So how can you tell if your 1978 penny is valuable? Here's what you need to do. First, check the condition. A coin in mint state or uncirculated condition is always worth more than one that's worn out. Look for coins with sharp detail, no scratches, and original luster. Second, examine the coin under magnification. Look closely at the lettering, date, and details for any signs of doubling or misprints. Third, weigh the coin. A standard 1978 copper penny should weigh around 3.11 grams. If it weighs significantly more or less, it could have been struck on the wrong planchet. And finally, look for expert opinions. If you think you have a rare error, send the coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A high grade combined with a unique error can multiply the value many times over. In summary, the 1978 Lincoln penny might look common, but there are rare and valuable examples out there. Whether it's a double die, off-center strike, wrong planchet, or proof error, these coins are real treasures. While the $1 million claim might be more of a legend than a fact at this point, the potential value is very real and rising. So check your change. Look through your old coin jars. You might just be holding a piece of hidden history worth far more than 1 cent. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the next rare coin spotlight. Leave a comment below if you think you've got a valuable penny, and we might just feature it in an upcoming episode. Until next time, happy hunting and good luck. If you'd like, I can also help you write the video title, description, tags, and thumbnail text. Just let me know.